What's going on, fellas? So it looks like Delmar's listening in while driving back to the house from the morning errands. We got Nuno in here, Vicente. Hey yo, how you doing, buddy? David Vera, he's digging the stars. Some pretty cool, strange fellas. Yeah. Let's see. What printer is that? Are you talking about my heavily modified Ender 3, Nuno? Let's see. We got Nick in here. Get a little echo going on. How's the sound, everybody? I kind of went in here and did a couple little tweaks and things. Can't hear the music. So the wifey is letting me know that she cannot hear the music, which is kind of weird. The music may be down a little too low. Let's see if I can work on that a little bit. Presenting RoboDuck. Yeah, guys. You guys hearing the music at all? We got some, me and the wife went through and picked out some good background music. I'd like for you to be able to hear that. Kind of switched it up a little bit. A little stream music. And of course the ever lovely Jenny Poorboy's wife. I swear that one thing I forgot to work on was the stream lag, I suppose. That's an E3. Didn't look like it with the 2040 profile on the X. Yeah, that's a Nuno. That was it was kind of like I guess you could say a mod that was done through a company out of Texas here in the United States. They're called Makers Development Group, and I've talked about it a little bit on a different stream. But when I got the Ender 3, I was looking to convert it over to a direct drive printer so I'd be able to print TPU. And I also was looking to get rid of those nylon roller wheels and put linear rails on it. So I started looking around, and this was before I'd ever even heard of Voron. I started looking around, at mods and stuff like that, and I'd come across the Makers Development Group. So yeah, Nick's saying no music too. Huh. So what in the devil's going on here? Let's see. See if we can't get that fixed. I can hear it. I might have it set wrong in my settings here. Let me go into the advanced audio properties. And I'm looking for media source. So I got it on monitor only. Let me mute the output. Let me fix that. Monitor and output. Let's see if that worked. Yeah. I kind of switched up the can you guys hear the background music now? It might be up a little too loud. Hopefully that fixed it. But anyway, that was it was a mod through Makers Development Group. There it is. All right, good deal. Awesome. But yeah, I hadn't even heard of Voron when I come across that one, and they had offered. You could probably look them up on the internet and find them pretty easily. They're called Makers Development Group, and they got all different types of mods. You can hear it. Good deal. It ain't too loud, is it, Nick? Awesome. Well, basically what I'm doing today is I'm gonna look to try to get my the Neopixels on the hot end or extruder or tool head. Yeah, get the Neopixels working on the tool head, and talk a little bit about this PEI sheet. I haven't never really printed anything on PEI. I'm sure once I get this printer fully enclosed, I'd have a little better time with the ABS, but I'm running into major warping issues. I haven't been able to get a good ABS print off this thing yet. which is kind of weird. But I mean, I get, like I said, I guess it's because it's getting some kind of a draft and it's starting to lift, or maybe I'm just not getting that first initial really good squish on the build plate. I might need to turn the bed heater up a little bit more, maybe 110. Maybe that'll help keep it stuck to the PEI sheet. I've been basically running the temperatures that I run for ABS on this little Ender 3, but it's also running, it's using a borosilicate glass, and I haven't had any bad luck whenever it comes. Hey, there's Shawdell. Welcome to the stream, Shawdell. Glad to have you in here, buddy. But yeah, so I haven't had much luck as far as printing any more parts on this printer for it, and that was kind of what I was hoping to do. And I'm also wanting to reprint this tool head, or this cover, this stealth burner cover right here. That way I can get that textured look on the front of it. I don't like all these little shinies and stuff like that. I don't mind seeing the layer lines or the layers and all that, but because of the way that I was having to adhere the ABS to the glass borosilicate glass sheet, you could kind of see where like some of the glue was smoother and other places it wasn't. It kind of shows. So Nick says the volume level's fine. Shawdell says hello everyone, and panels and a good heat soak will make ABS a breeze. Okay, Arkansas FPV, I'm sure you would know, because you the only man I know that could build a 3D printer in a day and have it print. You need more squish for ABS versus other materials on textured PEI. So I thought I'd had that was a problem that I was running into, Nick, with the PLA, is I wasn't getting enough squish at the start. And on stream I think it was Sunday of last week, when we got our first really good part off this printer, was I had to do some baby stepping, and then I was pretty sure that we saved the Z offset whenever we had got a print started, and I've got a really nice looking Yoda off of it too. So far this thing's printed two pieces for me, which was the Voron cube. I don't know if, I'm sure most of you has seen it, but it did a really good job. But that's PLA plus, and you know, I'm wanting to get ABS off that. And I like that textured PEI sheet. That thing is it's showing some really, it looks really good. I kind of like that. I like that a little better than that slick finish. But yeah, I'm wanting to get the ABS rolling on it. Preheat the chamber to 50C and then start printing. Have I washed the PEI with Dawn? Yes, sir. I sure have. I washed the PEI with Dawn dish soap and then wiped it down really good with, I think I got like 90% IPA in here. 91% isopropyl alcohol, wiped it down. And I'm thinking Nick is correct as far as, I was thinking that I wasn't really getting that good squish on it. And I don't know if it's because I switched over from PLA and then put the ABS in there, and that may be something I could work on as well. But the biggest thing is I'd like to get these panel clips printed, because I already have the panels in here. That way I can get it fully enclosed and probably get some outstanding prints off of it, I'm sure, because it's already doing really good with no calibration at all except for the Z offset. But basically, I'd like to get the Neopixels working. That way I can see the prints and not have to take my little, flashlight and shine it all up in there. Another thing is I was watching at the First Layers stream the other night, and he had a little webcam already hooked up to his printer, and I'd seen that, and I was like, well, wow, I got an old webcam in here that I was using in the very beginning, and I plugged that thing into that CB1 and set it up as far as in the main cell. Just cut it on, and it just worked, and that was really great. I think the frames per second, maybe some of the camera settings are wrong, but it is working. So Nick says, what bed and hot end temperatures are you using for the first layer and the rest of the ABS prints? So Nick, right now, what I'm using as far as the bed temperatures and the, let's see, the extruder temp, I've set it to 250, and this is Polymaker Polylite ABS. It calls for a temperature range. Let's see. Read it upside down. 245 to 265 C, and the bed temp to 90 to 100 C. So pretty much, I found what worked for me really well on my little Ender 3 printer was setting the bed temperature to 100 and the print temp at 250 C. That worked out really well, but I know I have a completely different printer here, so I may need to work out some new settings as far as in Cura or whatnot whenever I slice these prints for ABS. Check Discord, poor boy. David sent him Aaron's 300 Trident configs. Okay. So really, bed 110. Yeah, I figured if I bumped up the bed temp a little bit, that would probably help. And I think I need to work on that Z offset. I don't think I'm getting a good first layer squish like Nick was talking about. And like I said, it's probably got something to do with it being a different material than the PLA, more than likely. But what we can do is I can go in here and see if I can get these Neopixels to turn on. That way we can see a print, and then maybe we can try to get something going, maybe. What do you guys think? For the thick metal build plate, it is 10 to 15 C lower on the top. Oh, okay. Yeah, well that would make sense, Nick. That would make perfect sense. So yeah, if I set it to 110, I'd probably be in good shape. And the Polymaker ABS that I've been using, I noticed that I had minimal warping on this little Ender printer, and I printed it open air. You do a 115 for the first layer and 110 for the rest, but a lot of people do 110 for the first layer. Okay, and I guess that's something that I'd probably have to set up in my slicer settings as far as temperature changes on up in the layers, I'm sure. But yeah, let's see. And I tried to work on getting different scenes prepared and whatnot as well. I don't know how easy I'm going to be able to get these things to shift and whatnot. So that way, you guys, let's move on over here to the printer, and I'll show you guys what I have dropped in to the config so far. And I think I still have to set don't know for 100% that I have the correct config set in there for these Neopixels. I've been doing a lot of reading on those macros and things like that, and this stuff is, wow, it's a different language to me. Somebody being new to it, I wish there was something that I could find somewhere to read that would break down in a whole lot more detail than what I'm finding on as far as in Clipper and in the Clipper docs and in the Voron documentation. I'd like to know what each one of those little symbols and all that stuff means. It would help me understand the language a little bit better, and what I'm doing and the reasons why. But yeah, let's get over to the printer real quick. You might have to dip out early. A friend is coming by to help you finish a project. That's cool, David. Hey, no big deal, buddy. Hey, I'm glad you stopped in and checked this out. And I'm gonna see if I just basically all I'm doing today is just trying to get these. I'm gonna see if I can get these Neopixels powered on, and that's pretty much about it. I might go ahead and try to run a print or something like that, but that's about the gist of this stream today. Let's see. Let's go to scene 2. See if I can't get these over there. So now I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to look at the. There we go. Yep, I see it transitioning over. So basically, in my machine right here, and down here in the printer.config, I went in and pretty much just copy and pasted my Neopixels right here in the LED control. I set the pin, set the chain count to 3, and these are RGBW LEDs. And for starters, I was just going to start out with the initial, would be white for the color. I haven't really got them turned on yet, and I think that's probably, I'm not sure if I need to drop in another, I guess you'd call that a macro or whatever. I guess I need to drop in another line for LEDs. I'm not sure. Been trying to figure that stuff out. But basically, I think I also need to go in and set it up as far as in the printer. I haven't done the set commands or anything like that as well. And let me go into, let's see, where was I at the other day? Looking at this. Configuration reference, and let's see, I think I was up here in the LEDs, yeah, right here. I'm not sure if I need to add in this stuff right here. That's where it gets a little confusing for me. Poor boy, check Discord message. You got me a copy and paste opportunity on Stealth Burner LEDs. Okay. Delmar, let me so I need to put Discord, I guess, on my computer, my desktop. I haven't done that yet. Stealth Burner has configs for LEDs you upload to your printer.config. Okay. Let me have a look at Discord real quick, fellas. So let's see. Delmar, I see he's done sent me 2 messages in here, and give me some help today. We got the. Let's see if I can. It's on GitHub. Aaron 3DP Voron Trident Tree. Okay. Let's check it out. I'm just gonna punch it in right here because as far as I guess I need to get Discord set up on my desktop. Voron Trident / macros at main. Let's see what we got here. Is that a little dot? What the heck is that all about? Aaron 3DP / let's just do a search of that right there. See what comes up. Site can't be reached. Doing something wrong. Punching in something wrong. GitHub.com. Oh, I'm punching in the wrong stuff here. GitHub.com / Aaron 3DP backslash boron sorry about my slow typing, guys. I don't do this for a living. Trident backslash tree. I'm hoping this will put me in the exact place I need to be here, Delmar. I appreciate the link. Let's check it out. Macros. These are macros. Alright. Maybe that'll get us to the right place. There we go. So basically, what are we looking for here? Let me go back to catch up on the stream here. You linked me in Discord to the GitHub repo. It's easy. Just open a Discord in the web and log in with a QR code that you can scan with your phone. Okay. Aaron is really nice by providing us. There are some advanced macros, but all you need to do is copy the stealthburner_leds.config info. Right there. So all I need to do is copy and paste, eh? These are RGBWs. Okay. Wow, that's a lot. Very nice. Thank you, Delmar. So we just copy. And let's go back. So I'll probably, when I put that stuff in there, probably need to get rid of all this, more than likely, because I have it open twice. I think I run into that problem. Probably get rid of all this stuff. Delmar's giving me the thumbs up. I guess I'm doing something right. So it's got the color order at GRBW. I don't guess that really matters. Let's see, did I do that right, fellas? And it is on, my pin is PB0, chain count is 3. Like I said, I think my color order is RGBW. I don't know if that really matters. Make sure to update your pin to match. Yeah, the pin's already correct. It's PB0. Let's save and restart. Typically, you upload the whole file to your printer. Then at the top or bottom of your printer.config, you reference the file by include. Oh, okay. Include Stealth Burner LEDs. I'm not sure what you mean by that, David Vera. You upload the whole file to your printer. I thought whenever I put it in there, it is uploaded. You mean like create a separate file and then just drop it in there and then put include at the top? Is that what you're talking about? Include stealth burner underscore LEDs in the config. Like I said, all this stuff's it's very new to me. You guys know that. So I see that this has changed down here. Stealth burner LEDs. I see a purple. Got a purple look going on there. Yes sir, so you don't clutter your printer.config file with all the code. Either way works. Okay. Yeah, I think that's what I'm looking at, like right here. That's what all this mess is right here. It's just a bunch of cluttered mess, apparently. Yeah. Yeah, if you do the include way, it makes it a little easier to manage the complicated bits. I got you, Nick. Okay. Yeah, so I'm still reading and learning an awful lot about this thing, because like I said, most of this stuff right here is very new to me. So should the LEDs have came on, or will they come on at the start of a print? Because they ain't on yet. Those are backups of your printer.config. Whether you make a change, it creates one of those backups. Gotcha. Yeah, you're doing great getting the hang of it all. LEDs should be on by now, so something's wrong. And that's kind of what I was thinking myself, David. So they should have been on, and they're not. So I'm curious as to, there's a 5-volt pin that's, and I actually connected these to the 5-volt. Let's see, there's a rail or a pin that's dedicated for the LEDs on this controller board that I have. I got the Big Tree Tech Octopus Pro. There's a dedicated pin for it. Let me just double check and make sure I do have the correct pin selected. Now, one of the things that I was curious about was, PB0. It says RGB LED, and that's on J37, and I'm almost certain that I have that in the right place. There should be a 5-volt. There should be a 5-volt pin for the power to it. And I could have something haywire up here in the wiring. I don't think I do, but very well could. One of the things I'm concerned about was, I had to select the 24 volts for the fans, because everything's pretty much 24 volts less the LEDs. Those are the only things that I know of that are 5 volts. And of course my Big Tree Tech CB1, I think that's running off of 5 volts. I'm running it off the printer. There's other printer config files backed up. We read that one. Check the link you sent me if I can. It's the official Boron Stealth Burner LED config docs. Gotcha. Let's check it out. We'll check you out, Dave. saying pin P1.24. I don't know what that is. Even has instructions and walks you. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, Lord of mercy. Even has instructions and walks you through how to set them up. Okay. I just wonder if I got something wrong as far as like the power going to them. So macros for setting the status of LEDs, boron stuff burner toolhead, or for Neopixle type LEDs. You need to configure a Neopixle or other addressable LEDs such as dot star. Wonder if that color order has anything to do with that. It doesn't look like it. That I opened up the wrong one, David. Mm-hmm. And I really, let's see, initial red 00. Let's see if I even have them. So I don't really, I don't even have them. There's nothing going to them here. Because I think you have to have like a 1 or something next to it, right? And this one looks a lot different than what I had copied and pasted in there. Hey, howdy, how you doing, Benny Brady? Welcome to the stream, buddy. We're just playing around with some LEDs in here, trying to get them up and running. Yeah, they're still not on. If the pin is right, turn off the machine, check continuity from the wires to the octopus onto the output on the stealth burner. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the pin is correct. We definitely don't have any LEDs on here. Let me double check the just double checking the config here. Yeah, PB0, and that's the one I have it on, Delmar. So, yeah. So like right here, you know, it says red underscore pin, green underscore pin. There's nothing in this config showing anything like that. We just have the pin. Something I'm not seeing. That doesn't make too much sense to me. So yeah, let's check, I guess we'd check hardware first. See, I'm gonna have to take this webcam down, so I'm just gonna minimize this for a minute. Machine off, check continuity. Yeah, I think we need to shut her down. So I'm gonna get you back to the work screen, and I'll shut the printer down. All right, let me minimize this again. Let's go into here, and I'm gonna shut the printer down. You'd say wire's not config. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. It could be. So I'm going to shut it down and we'll just take a look at it. We'll take a look at it and see. It very well could be. And I think we're shut down, so we'll power it off. And we'll remove power from it before I go sticking my fingers all in here. Flip her on her side here. Let's have a look at it. And let me find my little tester. Just double check Something already don't look right to me, fellas. Something already doesn't look right. It's like they ain't even hooked up. No, they are. Yeah. Let me just double check the pin mapping here. So we got ground. Oh, we don't have any power going to it. That's the problem. So now I got to figure out, I got it backwards. So now I need to figure out which one of these is the power wire, and because I didn't label the 5 volts on this, I have no idea which one is going to the power. So now I got to trace that down, figure that mess out. I want to think the way I got it wired up, so I don't know. Alright, so it should have been plugged into the board, and I'm thinking in that orientation. I'm thinking this top wire was intended to be my 5 volts, and the middle one of course is data. The stealth burner, the way I got these LEDs plugged in, and with that tool head PCB, it should already be grounded. So basically what I did was have my 5 volts grounded. I didn't have any 5 volts going up there to the stealth burner, so I wasn't able to burn anything up, fortunately. I didn't get nothing crossed, because this is the only place that 5 volts was going up there. And I say you're correct, Delmar, but before I just go plugging things in and flipping things around, I had this in, I believe I had this in upside down. I had it in this fashion right here when it should have been like that. I think we're good. Let me, just to be safe, I am going to make sure that this is the wire that I have running to the 5 volts. Little small oversights like that, so easy. So these JST connectors, they're a pain in the butt to get. Get them to come out. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to check that wire right there. It might just be something, and if I remember correctly, on one of my other streams, I had I didn't have the correct plug-in for that, or the correct, I guess you could say, the connectors to go on into the wires, so I used this JST connector. So let me flip this thing back up on its side, just double check. I need to take this wire hang right here. I have to open up the side of the stealth burner tool head here. Spin that around there so you guys have a look. See what kind of mess I'm making in here. And I need to find some tools. Done put everything up. So everything has been put away. That looks like a 2mm, I think. Fat arm out of the way here. All right. So I'm pretty certain that is the auxiliary for the tap. I need to figure out. I'll have to pull up the KB3D documentation to figure out which ones are, as far as the pins go. I see a 5 volt. Yeah, I see the 5 volt leg right there. Alright. So I don't need to take nothing else apart. Let's do a continuity test. Wire right here, and touch it on that, and let's see. So these things act a little funny sometimes. There we go. There we go, fellas. It's not 24, there's 5. So that's what it was. I just had the JST connector backwards. Imagine that. Human error. Basically, all I need to do, flip this thing back up on the side here. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and close this up. It's getting old stuff, and you get in the middle of doing something, you end up having to go use the bathroom. Y'all have that problem? Is it just me? Good Lord. Oh. We having fun yet? Alright. What's the easiest way for this thing to plug in? I guess it'll go. I've established that top leg. You guys have to excuse me for a minute. All right. When nature calls, you answer. Oh my goodness. I couldn't even think straight. It was hurting my freaking brain. Getting old. Getting older. Golly. I want to make sure I just a triple check. Yeah, that's it. I had the 5-volt leg backwards. 100% sure on that one now. All right. Had her upside down, fellas. So now all we need to do is just hope and pray that I don't release that magic smoke that everybody talks about. I don't really like that connector. And that was something that I talked about in another stream. I was wanting to get the right connector on it. I think it'll get me by. Let's hope. Let's hope. Get some power back to it. Finally, back to your desk. Awesome. Running the weekend errands. So I came out here after work the other day and made sure I got my grass mowed. I didn't want to have to do that on the weekend. All right. DuPonts, yeah. So I didn't have I don't think I had a 3-pin. I didn't have the correct DuPont connector, David Vera. That was the thing that was messing with me in this Lineo wiring kit. I don't think that one was going to work with it. Or I didn't have a 3-pin. I can't remember what it was. Yeah, the DuPont connectors that I have, I think, are too big or wasn't going to work with it. I need the smaller ones. I'm thinking. All right. Let's see if it come on now. And I'm gonna get it back to the other scene here. Well, I mean, you guys might want to see it come on if it does. Look at there, fellas. We we got LEDs. Yes, we do. Kind of purple looking. How about that? How about that? Well, that was easy enough. Oh, Lordy. Alright, let's see. What do I want to do now? So I changed something in there and I put the 1 in front of the white and it's looking a little purple. The nozzle light is wonderful. Yeah, see that's what I was after. I was wanting that nozzle light. Yeah. Go to the bottom of the Neopixle config to change the color of each. Okay. Let me reconnect to my printer here real quick. And awesome looking. Yeah, it does look pretty awesome. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Getting good at figuring all this junk out and working through it all, my friend. At startup. What's at the startup there? Let me get you guys back on the right scene here so you can see what I'm doing in the config. And here we're going to go into the machine. Waiting for the lag in the stream. Alright. There we go. Get my fat head out of the way of this. Maybe you guys can catch the light on the camera right here. And where we at? Let's go down here. I changed something in here a while ago. And I wonder if it added a little bit more. Yeah, right here, the initial, I put a 1 right next to it. So I'm gonna put that back the way it was initially configured. And y'all are telling me to go down here to the bottom of the code here. And that will change the colors. Oh, okay. Initial duration 2. Set logos by name, color purple, and we got teal. Huh, okay. I don't mind the purple too much. Startup colors. Yeah, so all this stuff is really interesting, that's for sure. And like I said, if you guys know of something that I might could pick up and read as well. So here's the variable colors. If y'all know something that I could read that would actually instruct me, that way I get a little bit more in-depth knowledge of what's going on as far as whenever it comes to writing these macros and things like that out. I would really like to look into that. The preset color names are at the top in the list. Purple and teal are the current startup colors. Okay. Let me save and restart. See if that little number that I punched in did something different to it. No, they still look the same. Dashboard. Let's home all. glad whenever I get this thing off this little Lazy Susan. It's been a big benefit to have it in here, but I'm ready to get the printer off of it and just set it directly on the desk here. All right. So is this just a baseline LED config, or will it actually do different things whenever you start heating up the nozzle or something like that? They're pretty. By the way, scroll down to main cell, dashboard. There's a color selector. Oh, okay. So right here, maybe. Oh, very nice. Very, very nice. Like that. So does it change them automatically as you go through it, or you got to save and restart all that? Huh. Pretty cool. Baseline, you have to add the dynamic color changes. Oh, okay. The config you sent me in Discord has a full set of instructions how to get the colors to change based on the action. All right, awesome, David. And David, I went in and I started reading on some of the as far as the adaptive bed mesh and things like that. That's really interesting, and I think I would like to probably pursue that a little bit more too as well. So it looks like I changed the color a little bit just playing around with it already. Looks awful blue. It was looking purple earlier. Release on mouse button. Modbot just put out a video today on adaptive bed mesh. You think, oh, okay, cool, very nice. I like watching Modbot. He's always got some really great content. He's helped me out. Actually, it was one of his videos that I watched as far as creating the laptop Pi that I had tried to create for this printer, and it was his and another YouTuber called Rolohan or something like that. You haven't watched it yet? Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. That's cool. So basically, we got the LEDs set up. So now I'm wanting to try to hammer out what's going on here with the ABS, because I need to get some parts printed for this printer, and I'm tired of wasting ABS. So I should be able to print it open air in here. Look at my console for the color numbers. Yeah, I seen those color numbers right here. Yep. It's really cool. Yeah, I'm wanting to try to make it do. I like the idea of it, like the Voron logo, letting you know what it's doing. When it's like maybe put green for it's ready to go, red whenever the nozzle's heating up or something like that. I'd pretty much like to just keep the lights for the hottie, and I like to just keep them at white. That way I can just look in there real easily and see what's going on without having to shine a flashlight in there. That's so neat. Let's see. I need to open up my slicer and play around with that some. Put you back on this scene right here real quick. Color commands are in the console. So I'm gonna change some settings in my slicer real quick, and just see if I can't get this ABS to print and slice just a single small part. So I got my layer height set at 0.2. So it's an odd line width in this Cura slicer. It's 0.45. Wall line width is 0.4. Outer wall line width is 0.4. Wall line counts 4. Top and bottom thickness is 1.0. Top layer is 5. Bottom layer is 5. 40% infill. So right here, my printing temperature is 250. I'm gonna bump the bed up now. We'll bump it up to 110. See if that helps it. I haven't really messed with none of the flow or anything like that. I have been playing around with the speed settings. I'm gonna back it up a little bit. We'll back it back up to where it was originally, which was like 60 millimeters per second. I was playing with some of that. Retraction's enabled, and the retraction distance is 0.5, and I haven't noticed any stringing or anything like that, so I'm going to leave that be. And no, we're not. We finally cut the supports off. Should also set up a pressure advance ASAP and input shaper once the panels are on. Yeah, so that's what I'm looking to do, David. I want to get the panels put on there, and then do all the initial the final calibrations and all that stuff. I really want to do that pressure advance and input shaper and all that stuff. And those are things that I'm really gonna have to read up on and learn about too as well. I do like the idea of being able to, just copy and paste. That's really cool. It's nice to have that, be able to pull that off today. I just didn't know where to look. Thank you guys a bunch for pointing me in the right direction as far as that goes. But yeah, I still want to learn. I want to learn how to do these macros and things like that, and get all that, all that stuff going as well. All right, I'm gonna slice a little part real quick that I'm needing, and I'm thinking that mid-span panel clip that goes in the back, that holds that back panel up, I won't be taking it off, so I'm just gonna do a little print of one of those. I'm not gonna try to do a whole build plate full of it. Just do something really quick. 17 minutes for that. Just one little part here, and I'm gonna save it. What's the fan speed? Are you talking about like the cooling fan speed, Delmar? I cut the fan off whenever I'm printing open air. I don't want any breeze or draft getting on the prints. I don't know if you guys noticed, like in the startup of this video where it showed my little ender printing, I actually have a piece of heating duct tape across the bottom of the printer, so the part coolant, or not the part, but the hot end cooling fan isn't blowing a draft down on the ABS, and that helped out tremendously too as well. And that's something I forget to talk about every time I talk about whenever I'm printing open air, and how I pulled those ABS parts off this printer like I did, is I had to make sure that there wasn't no air moving around the print at all while I was printing, or it would warp and lift. And another reason why I'm probably having trouble as well, where this printer's setting, even though I have the vent covered up down here and shouldn't be any air coming through, there is a window right there, and it does seem like it warps more on this side, so it's like there might be a little bit of a cool breeze coming through. And down underneath the printer, underneath my printer desk right here, there's a vent, and then of course we have the window. So all those things could be, little factors that are hurting that as far as printing open air. I'm not blaming it totally on the PEI sheet. Still haven't thrown the baby out with the bathwater yet. Alright, so I'm going to save this little file. File already exists Are you sure you want to override it? Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Alright, let me close this out real quick. Go back into my printer. I'm going to get rid of mid-span panel clip that's in here. Let me go to my G-code files. I want to trash that one because that's got some old settings. We'll delete that one, and I'm going to delete this other one. I got real ambitious and tried to print a front skirt. That didn't happen. A monumental waste of filament. And I want to upload a new file here. And I'm looking for mid-span panel clip. So let's open that. Alright, I'm going to go to my dashboard. And I can see it up here. And let's just run it through to see what happens. This is only a 17-minute print. Delmar Franks, you can do the panel clips in PLA, PETG, and replace it later if need be. Yeah, I thought about that, Delmar. And I got two types of PLA in here in black. And I'd like for them to be in black. And that's this new Polymax stuff that I just recently got in. And it's not a really big roll, and it was a whole lot more expensive than normal, I guess you could say, Polymaker. Yeah, it's Polymax. PLA, tough PLA. I got that stuff in, and I kind of got it because it was recommended to me by another YouTuber that goes by Dr. Quaz. He's into FPV drones like I am, and he says, man, dude, I'm telling you, get some Polymax. He said that stuff, he said it's going to be ideal for your application. Let's see, do I want to start? Yep. And we'll let her warm up. But I don't really want to use that stuff for this printer. I did order some more ABS, and I'm kind of playing with the ABS with this printer too as well, and just trying to get the feel of it and see how it's going to react to it. You know, trying to learn, because like I said, I know it's a completely different machine. So just trying to see how it's going to react to everything and do with different materials as well. Trying to learn my machine a little bit. That Rapido hot end is, I'm so glad somebody recommended that to me. That thing, it hits 150C, just, I'm talking about, boom. I did bump up the bed, the heater bed temperatures a little bit because, you know, it was taking a long time to get up to, 100C. Now I'm trying to get it on up to 110. One thing I did notice as well is that thick build plate takes a while to cool down. If you want to start sticking power, get Sparta 3D. You run at 95 sticks like glue. I'm not sure what you're talking about there, Delmar. Want to start sticking power, get Sparta 3D. You run at 95 sticks like, it sticks like glue. Hey, good morning, First Layer. Or it's actually afternoon here. Yep. Good morning, sir. So all we done is had to get a little crash course in copy and pasting some LEDs for my printer. So I had my LEDs wired up correctly as far as in the tool head. I didn't have it wired correctly in the bottom of my on the controller board. Had something reversed and flipped around. Thank God I didn't burn nothing up. But yeah, we got the LEDs working, and basically what I'm trying to do is figure out what's going on now with the ABS. It's not really been sticking very well to my build plate, and I think it has a lot to do with the it being a different material than what I configured the other day. And it's the first layer. The initial first layer isn't getting good enough build plate adhesion. It doesn't seem like it's sticking very well. I don't think I had the bed temperatures up hot enough either. A couple guys in the chat were sitting there telling me that usually the top of the build plate for the thicker build plates are about 10 to 15 C cooler. So we bumped the temperature up. Sparta 3D is Canadian. Get 3 spools or more for best shipping rate. Yeah, I know a lot of people seem to like that Sparta 3D, Delmar. I haven't ever 3D printed anything in it. I wouldn't mind checking it out. I'm more than happy to check out all different types of filaments and stuff. I've been looking into a dryer box as well, because I really want to print this this carbon fiber nylon, this PA6 that I have. It's 3D X-Tech. It was a pretty expensive roll of filament. Since I've opened it up, I haven't ever been able to print it. It's done been open for so long. The way nylon takes on moisture, it's super wet, so it's going to need a couple days of drying. But my little Sunlu filler dryer that I have here, it only gets up to, I think, like 40 C or 50 C or something like that. 55 C, that's as high as it'll go. I need something to get a little hotter. And I don't really feel comfortable with laying a cardboard box on a printer at 90 C, because the manufacturer recommends drying that filament out at 90 C for about 4 hours. I'm thinking it's going to need a whole lot more drying than that, and I don't want to lay it on with a cardboard box on a bed overnight. I'm just going to look into my options as far as filler dryers go and see if I can't get it dried out. You're going to set up your input shaper today? Awesome. Are you doing a video on that, or are you just going to set it up in the background? Also need a hardened nozzle for carbon fiber filaments. Yeah, and I have the Rapido come with 2 of them. I'm thinking the one that's on it right now, David, because I didn't put the plated one on there, the nickel plated one. I put the I'm pretty sure that's a hardened nozzle. If it's not, I have a hardened steel nozzle in here. I do. Have a couple of them actually. Yep. I've got a couple hardened steel nozzles. Why did the printer do that? It just did something weird. It's like it tried to reinitialize. And that was strange. So we're just waiting for the bed to heat up. We're going to do a little sample test piece of ABS in here and try to get it going. I'm thinking I'm going to have to baby step it down just a little bit to get a little bit more of that first layer squish. Maybe that'll help it out. Those cooling fans that are underneath move a lot of air. Even at, I think we'd cut them down to like 25% for my electronics cooling, just to quiet them down. And I mean, I could feel the air hitting me on my arm right here, sitting next to the printer. They move a lot of air. Just good. Yeah, this thing, it printed, I started it up the other night, and it printed that Yoda just beautifully. Let me step out real quick while this thing's heating up and doing all its moves. I'll grab that little Yoda, give you guys a really good close-up of it. He turned out really good. I was pretty impressed with him. Yeah, so check him out, guys. Let's see. A little laggy. Stream so laggy. Trying to look at it on my phone and see what you guys are seeing at the same time. Let's see if he zooms in there. It turned out really good. I'm pretty impressed with him. With zero tuning and all that stuff. I couldn't be happier with him. He turned out really good. Looks good. Yeah, he looked good. I thought so first layer. If there's any tuning at all that needs to be done to this thing, I'd say it's minimal. I mean, I could tell that there is it could use a little bit of the I guess it's called pressure advance, and a little bit of that input shaper. I think that would make this thing outstanding. So right now we're just at 87.6 C on the bed. The extruder is taking it's just waiting. It's being patient. Yeah, I'm ready to get that, to see a good print from that carbon fiber nylon. And I'm probably gonna, like I said before, once I get this 3D printer completed, I'm gonna probably get back into the CAD design and start working on a new frame. What grid did I set my bed mesh to? Oh, good Lord. That's a good question. So David Vera helped me out tremendously with this. And I'm looking into doing some adaptive bed mesh leveling. I haven't really, still wanting to learn about how to set up macros and what they are, what they do, and how to write that stuff correctly. And I'm wanting to do adaptive bed mesh in it. Yeah, there you go. David would be able to tell you a whole lot quicker than me probably scrolling through and looking in the printer. It has a ton of probe points, that's for sure. I don't mind it too much. I don't mind it at all. I think the leveler the bed, the better. You set yours to that as well. We're almost there, fellas. The bed's chugging along. It's just heating up really slow. Now, the thing about this stealth burner is I can feel and that might be something that kind of affects the, it's reacting different with the ABSs. I can feel a little bit of a draft coming from the hot end fan. It's set high with the intention of using adaptive anyways, because adaptive automatically scales the points down. Yep, that was one of the suggestions you made for me, David, was looking into that adaptive bed mesh, and I absolutely have been looking into it. And I'm going to try to get that set up some point in time in the very near future. That draft fills by intentional holes in the ducts to keep the hot end mount from melting. It's really smart engineering using that hot end fan to passively cool the ducts when using zero part fan. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. So hopefully that doesn't like really create a problem. That might be what's causing some of the problems as far as me printing open air. That little bitty draft. Don't know. I'm gonna try to work through all the issues and problems. Like I said, the biggest thing is we'll get these panel clips printed. That way I can get it enclosed. And then I'm probably going to have to do something completely different than what I'm used to whenever it comes to printing ABS, because now I'm going to be printing it properly, and it's going to be enclosed, so I'm sure it's going to react completely different than what I'm used to as far as printing it open air the way I have been. So that's going to be really fun. Look forward to it though. We're almost there. We got another 5C to go. It's taking a while. I did cut the state up for the bed up to 70%. Let it heat up a little quicker. It ain't heating up that much quicker though. And like I said, try to figure out what direction I want to go in now at the moment. I think the biggest thing is me wanting to get the rest of the parts printed for this printer so I can get it completed and fully enclosed. And then I'll do all my final touches and everything like that to it as far as getting it set up the way that I want it. So she's winding down, that's for sure, as far as this project goes. And I think I know I'm going to set up another project probably. I know this Ender 3 is pretty heavily modded right now, but I really don't like this mod that's been done to it because of the way the wires hang and dangle down and kind of rub against the build plate and everything else. I like to neaten it all up. I love the way that the Boron guys have just cleaned everything up. Tuck everything away real nice and neat. Make it all pretty. My bot has a video on adaptive bed meshing today. Yeah, Thunder Keys. Let's see. Who else was it that was mentioning that to me earlier? I think it might have been Delmar. Or David Vera. Yeah, David Vera was mentioning it to me earlier, I believe. Printer's looking good, yeah. Yep. I don't believe I would have got it this far without the as far as the community help that I've had on my own. I don't believe I would have. It would have taken me a whole lot longer. But it's come a long ways. this thing's set up and ready to baby step it down. Go into the tune setting, Z offset. I like being able to tune it on the fly like that. That's pretty neat. So there's so much that goes along with these things. I mean, it's unbelievable. So much as you can do with them. I still can't get over it. Still so much to take in too and learn. I don't think you'd ever stop learning with these things. I really don't. Alright. Now she's going to heat up the extruder the rest of the way, because it was at 150 while I was doing the tap. And it won't take this thing no time. That is the thing I love about the Rapido. And it went from 150C to 250 just like that. It's already there. It's ready to go. This little thing sticking out of the bottom here. I was just trying to look. So 125, that was the setting that I put in the other day to get some really nice squish. Yeah. Might be a little too much squish for that. I'll back it up just a little bit. Just trying to fine tune it, fellas. Fine tune it for the ABS. We had dialed it in and fine-tuned it for the PLA Plus the other night, and it produced a really beautiful print as far as the Yoda goes. Still got a little too much squish now. Just trying to watch it really close, see how it's doing, how it's reacting. And it's looking a little better. Still can't really see that well with the LEDs as well as I'd like to, which is so close. It's unreal. It's unreal how close that thing is. So I'm liking that offset right there, and that was a much easier with the light, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It is. And I'm thinking I'm kind of liking that offset right there. I had to bump it back to 0.075 negative. And it looks like I got a good squish on it. So maybe it'll be stuck really good this time. I can definitely feel the heat coming off this machine right next to me. We're going to let it play out. This print right here's got maybe about 13 minutes. More minutes left. It's looking pretty good. We'll see how it comes out. See how it comes out here. So the other day, yep, right there, I can see my Z offset has been applied. That negative 0.075. Get a little feedback in here. Negative 0.075. I'll try to save it. Click save. It says the new Z offset has been calculated and registered. After printing, click on Save Config in the top bar to save it to the printer.config and restart Clipper. So we're going to say OK. And hopefully that'll resolve some of the issues that I've been having. Hopefully. We want to get that two-step process for the Z offset. Yeah, it is for me. Yeah, I want to make sure I get that set up correctly. I'd like to be able to run the rest of my parts off this printer. It already, with zero tuning and anything of that nature, as far as like pressure advance and the somebody mentioned it earlier. Yeah, with zero tuning, it's already printing a whole lot better than that Ender printer, and faster. I don't see it. It don't look like it's lifting or warping or anything like that. Hope for the best. So I'm a little sad that this little project's coming real close to a head. Met a lot of great people, and I think I made some really good friends in this process, and I couldn't be happier with the outcome of it. hoping, like I said, I'm hoping to be able to start up a new project for you guys really soon. I like to keep the live streaming going. I think I like being able to interact with the community and everything, and getting feedback and the help. And I'm hoping again that somebody maybe would come across my video in the future or something, and they're looking to set up a new stealth burner toolhead and are as lost as I am whenever it comes to getting their LEDs squared away, and maybe it'll help somebody out. And that wouldn't be me helping them out. That's everybody that's usually here on a regular. A lot of great guys in this community. I don't see any curling or anything of that nature. So it looks like to me this one might do pretty good. Might do pretty good. So this is probably going to be a short stream today. I was basically just trying to get in and make sure I got the Neopixle set up, and see if I couldn't get this thing to lay down some filament really nice for me as far as an ABS. I'm waiting on, so they should be here today as far as some heat set inserts. I also need those as well to finish. I'd run short on the proper heat set inserts. I did order those. They should be coming in at some point in time today. So I'm hoping to get the rest of these parts finished printing for this printer. And get it all put together, panels put on, calibrated, dialed all the way in. That way it can start really producing some beautiful parts for me. So that's where I'm at as far as in this process. She moves so much quicker than the old one. The ABS definitely reacts completely different than the PLA. I think it needed that extra, I don't know if Nick's still in here, but I think it definitely needed that extra 10 degrees Celsius for the bed too. I think that helped it out tremendously. I don't want to be packed up in this room too long with it printing ABS open air like this either. I'll sit through it for about one part. And that's the other thing, you know, as far as like printing these parts and stuff like that. I don't want to be on top of the printer like I am right now with it doing it. I need to get her fully enclosed, and I have some carbon filters in here and an exhaust fan for it. Probably help out a bunch. I seem to notice I get a little bit of a light tinge of a headache whenever I'm in here messing with it. Something looks weird about one side, or it might just be me. ABS fumes give you a headache as well. Yeah, I'm thinking it does. It gives me a little bit of a tinge of a headache. I do know it's recommended not to be sitting in here on top of this stuff and while it's printing. I don't intend to be in here for hours at a time while it's doing it, that's for sure. But that's a familiar smell to me because I'd worked in a plastics manufacturing plant years ago when I was younger. And I was in it for 12 hours at a time. So I'm sure I've breathed in plenty of ABS fumes in my lifetime. We didn't have to wear, you wouldn't want to wore a respirator in that factory because it was so freaking hot in there. Even in the wintertime, whenever it would snow and freeze and ice and melt, or icy outside, at night they would have the big bay doors open. We run plastic injection molding machines that were about the size of a little single wide trailer. They were huge. A man could literally open up the door and walk inside of the machine. We run all different types of plastics in there. It's been so long I forgot a lot of it. They worked off of screws that melted the plastic, and they were like 4 bands that I think they were like 450 degrees a piece. Each one of them bands right next to that machine. They were pretty hot machines. And when the parts would come out of the mold, they'd be pretty smoking hot too. But yeah, I'm sure I'll breathe my fair share of ABS. I have a friend, he's still into it. He still does the plastics manufacturing on that scale. It pretty much made him a technician now. He actually works on and builds the molds for those injection molding machines. Hey, welcome back, Nuno. I'm glad you came back, man. I didn't even realize you left. Did you? You stepped out for a little bit. I know David Vera said he wasn't going to be able to be in here very long with us today. She's melting. Oh yeah, yeah. We're melting. We're melting a little bit of ABS too. Just seeing how well a little panel clip comes out here in ABS. And it looks like we got about 2 more minutes on this print. You lied apparently. What do you mean, David? Your buddy not coming out? Oh, you fell asleep. The music put you asleep and me sitting here just blabbering on about nothing. That's why I like watching these streams. I can sit there and put on a live stream before I go to bed at night and just listen to the guys talking in the live streams, and it just knocks me slap out. And then maybe if they got a little bit of background music, it's good sleep therapy. You still waiting on to hear from them? Which clip am I printing? Stock? Yeah, this is a stock panel clip. So David Vera actually had linked me to some custom latches, and I'm wanting to do those. And that's probably what I am going to do. I don't want to waste any more filament on these. I just throwed this one in real quick because I knew it was going to be a quick part. I wanted to see how well this ABS was going to do. After we tweaked some little settings in the slicer thunder keys, I don't believe I had the build plate hot enough, and I don't think I had my Z offset set quite correctly for this ABS. It looks to me like this one's going to go. I am seeing something that looks a little rough looking on this panel clip. I ain't sure what that is or what would cause that. I'll look at it once it comes off the printer. I believe the stock rear panel clips, no plan to remove rear panel off. And yeah, that's what it is. It's the stock rear panel clip, David. And there she is. It's done. And I'm sure that thing is piping hot. So here's the thing that I like about doing ABS on a glass build plate is that thing can set right there. And I don't know if this one's going to do it. But I know on my Ender 3 with the borosilicate glass and Elmer's glue stick, that little part right there would, once it finished printing and the bed would cool down, I would see, I'd come back in hunting my parts and they would kind kind of go missing sometimes. They let themselves off the build plate, and I like that. You went with magnetic panel clips only for the top panel for now until the rest of the magnets arrive. So I bought a ton of magnets through Amazon whenever I was buying the N95 magnets to do the tap and whatnot. So I actually got quite a bit of them. It takes that bed a while to get cooled down. Still holding that 99C. Thinking about so when I worked in wire drawing, and in plastics, we had these really thick cloth-like gloves, and we'd double them up. Thinking about getting me a pair of those in here, that way I can handle some of this hot stuff. Be able to pull it directly off and not burn myself too bad. Did magnetic for the corner clips and snap latches for the middle pieces for some squish on the foam tape. This one definitely don't look like it warped. So I think I got the squish I was looking for. It's a good looking part. So I was noticing the skirt that I'd set up in the slicer, it was looking really thin. I mean, like really, really thin. So I don't think I was getting that first layer squish that's really important to getting proper build plate adhesion. And just like everybody says, the first layer is always the most important layer, because all the other layers precede it. So if the first one's junk, then you're probably going to wind up with a junk part the rest of the way. Yeah, that's a usable part, fellas. Here, I'll give you a little. I like that texture that it puts on the bottom piece there. It looks real nice. Try to let that come in. Try and take a look at it, see what it looks like on camera. Seeing something just a little funny right there, but for the most part, it's a usable part. For me, it is. I'll take it. I'll take it. Them more frames. David Vera also used the soldering iron to connect the filament pieces to glue them all together. Let's see if looks like an M3 goes in this one. I'm gonna see if it fits it. Find me an M3 socket head screw. See how easily it goes into the. Oh yeah. Yep. It'll work. That will work, fellas. Nuno Vicente, the sizing can be a little strange. It's based on the thickness of your panel and foam tape. If you have 3mm panels and 1mm foam tape, you would want 3.5 for 0.5 squish of the foam. So I think I printed these in for the 4mm. Yeah, these are the 4mm clips, because my panel is my rear panel is just like, I don't know, like less than 3mm thick, and I have 1mm foam tape, so that's why I done that. I had two choices. I had the 4 and I think the 6 millimeter panel clips. You think yours are 3.5? Yeah, I guess it all hinges on your panels. Yeah, that's a good usable ABS part. That's the first one I've been able to get off this printer. That's a small one. So now, do I trust doing a whole build plate? We got to get her enclosed, I think, more than anything. That's the step. Yeah, we have an ABS part. Yep. So, let's see. I'm gonna hunt down these. This link David gave me for these snap latches. So basically, I'm going into the GitHub. / boron design. Boron user tree. If you didn't know what you was looking for specifically, or have a link like I have here, it might be hard to find things like this. So we're at github.com/boron design/boron users /tree Hmm. The heck is this? Huh. I don't know. That's a pain in the butt, fellas. until I am confident about the first layer and / or have exclude objects set up. You would only do a few parts on the plate at a time in case anything bad happens and the part breaks loose. Yeah, I totally agree with that, David. Yeah, I'm not 100% confident. That's why I only did one this time. That is 100% correct. And or a draft shield. Yeah, I think a draft shield would probably help it out tremendously. I didn't have to do any on the actual Ender 3 open air printer, but I may have to do it on this one. The snap clips has sizes every 0.5 millimeters, so you need to find what works for my panels. You think DeWitt went with 3.5 for back and top and 5.5 for sides. Oh, and or maybe 5 for the side. You explained the clip sizing in the Discord message as well. Yeah, you did, David. And I have a 3 millimeter thick back panel. And I probably need to get the panels as far, which they still have the plastic protective coating on the clear panels. So we did get some really nice panels from. We got some nice panels. Waiting to go on this thing. And I think these are in ABS. Let's see. Yeah. There's your bottom panel. I gotta get it ready to go. Eventually. Bottom panel cover. There's the back. I like that texture. That textured look. The smooth side don't look all that great. I like that textured look. We're gonna stick it on the back. And I've measured these, but I'm just gonna measure them again. Let you guys know the thickness. Well, here's a good one. Get some cardboard and use T-nuts and screws. Mount it to the frame. Hey, that would look outstanding. Yeah, these ABS panels that I have are like 3 mil thick. The back panel is, yeah, 2.98, 3 mil, roughly. Now I'm gonna look and check the clear, because they might be a little different thickness. They look like they are. Let's see, get one I can get a bite on with the calipers here. There we go. Let's check them out. David Vera, the OG enclosure. Yeah. So with the protective film on it, they're 3 mil thick. So my clear ones, all of them's 3 mil. All my panels are 3 millimeters, and I have, I'm pretty sure that 1 millimeter thick foam tape. So yeah, guys, I think that's about all I'm wanting to do with it today on stream. I'm gonna get the rest of these parts printed up. I'm definitely gonna follow what you suggested, David. Do one at a time, and that's what took me so long in printing these parts, because I was having to do one at a time on my Ender printer. It seemed like it would do a layer shift every time I'd load a build plate up. It caused an issue. So I'm probably gonna fire both these printers up. I'm gonna get into the Discord. I'm gonna download these snap latches that you linked to me, and I'm gonna get them printed up. Maybe whenever you guys come back or see me again, we're gonna have us a fully enclosed printer. I'm gonna have all the skirts printed, and then I'll just start working on some of the other settings and things like that I'm wanting to do. It's really great having you guys in here with me. I know the stream's a little shorter than usual, but I'm really kind of I feel like I'm at a point right now where I need to get some more parts in my parts bin down there. It's real empty, and I'd like to have all the ABS parts and the heat sets in here and everything like that, so I can complete this build and go ahead and get it all buttoned up and tidied up real nice and pretty. And then we can do the final steps as far as, really calibrating it and dialing it all the way in, and adding all the adaptive bed meshing and things like that. But I appreciate you guys coming in here with me today, and I thank you for all your help. I hope you have a good weekend, and take care.